Guys, I've been holding back on what to say about the Arsenal, Man U Arsenal game, because I try to be level-headed. I was listening to Gary Neville's take on things about Arsenal, and he's just saying what I was saying sort of a couple of months ago, and no change. But he says it when it's actually happening, rather than what I've been saying sort of is happening over months. And basically, we've needed centre forward for years. We've all known it. All the Arsenal supporters really know that. At the moment, we're looking tired, and we've been looking tired for some time. And with no sort of Saka and Martinelli playing, I know Martinelli came on, but with no speedsters on the wing, actually, and no Havertz up front, I mean, frankly speaking, we're easy to read. And it's easy for him to say, there's no imagination in the middle. But when you've got the speedsters up and they sort of spread the opposition, you can go left to right, left to right, left to right. It opens up, the opposition's midfield and defence, which means, you've got more imagination you've got more areas to put the balls into. And so we rely on Odegaard. And he's not playing that well. Rice, it was obvious, we knew what Rice is doing. We saw the game plan the other week. Rice is now trying to go through and get into the box and make up for the lack of a centre forward. But surely that's what Mourinho should be doing now. We know Mourinho's not good enough. Why does he keep playing him? I don't know. He's not good enough as a midfield player or in anything. He's not up to the standards we need at Arsenal, frankly speaking. I'm sorry, he should go. Sterling's going, I understand now. He should be gone, but he won't get rid of him. He loves that. He loves the sort of the Spanish type player. I'm sorry, great. I want Zubimendi here. I love the Spanish players if they're great, but not just average. Mourinho's very, very average. Mentally slow, physically slow. So as for the game on Sunday, it went exactly to plan. If anyone listened to my live blog, I said it before the game started, exactly what was going to happen. It did. They parked the bus. They were going to hit us on the break and try and get set pieces, which is exactly what they got. Exactly how they beat us. And, of course, the last 10 minutes, we were then pushing to try and get the win. And then they were getting confidence, and they should have beaten us, to be honest, in the last 5-10 minutes. But if they hadn't got that goal, I think it would have been a slightly different game. It would have been more boring, because it was a boring game, wasn't it? Arsenal would have, I think, eventually ground down Man United. They did start to look a little bit lethargic, a bit slow. And when we got our goal, we were on top then. If they hadn't been 1-0 up, we would have got that one. And then they would have found it hard to get back into the game. And therefore, I blame the goal on two things, really. One, Raya. I've seen him where he positions himself for these free kicks in the past, and he does often, leave massive gap. And whether it's just he's trying to get the person to shoot there, well, I think it's a weakness in his game. Definitely Raya's fault, but I also do feel that Anthony Taylor, and I'll say cheated, and you're all going to go, moan about the ref, but he did. If you look at Gallagher, Dermot Gallagher today, they asked him to make 10 steps, 10 yards. He did it, bang, absolutely on the button. They said, how'd you get 10? He said, well, I've been doing it. You practice it, you know what's 10. And basically they said, so referees know what's 10? He said, yeah, of course we know what's 10. We work it. So why was it 11.2? That's because Anthony Taylor either got it wrong, that means he's crap, or he's a cheat. It's one or the other. I'm saying I believe he's a cheat, because we all know when Anthony Taylor comes and to the Emirates and he refs, we all go, oh no, because he always gives free kicks to the opposition, slows the game down. If we're breaking through, he'll try and find any way to slow the game and break up our play. He is an awful referee, and I don't think he's in favour of us. I really don't. I think he's a cheat. And I think those two things went against us. But we're not good enough. We are not good enough. Simple as that. And with the injuries we've got, it shows the lack of diversity that we've got. We lose two players, and it's all right, for, what's his name, Paul Merson, to say, if Liverpool lost Van Dijk and Salah, they wouldn't be the same team. Yeah, but you're talking Van Dijk and Salah, two great players. Saka, I believe, is a good player, but Havertz and Martinelli aren't great players. So not quite the same, Paul. That's my take on the game itself. I think we were not up to it really, and we're easy to read. Football Chat Uncensored. If you want to answer me, come back on TikTok and I'll answer you back. And you'll all go moany man. I try to be level-headed. I really do. And say it as it is. That's my take on it. There you go.